Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Chart Striker. This is Dana. It's been a while, it's been a day or something, but we are back as usual. A bit under the weather, but nevertheless, we'll continue on with the show. So, Bitcoin at last, it closed above 16,956. On top of that, not only that, it closed above $17,056 as well on the daily, which is a pretty big deal. Now, we are going to talk about if this means, just straight up, or we are going to, see some type of correction again before we continue. Edwin, welcome to the show. Glad you made it. So we are going to see that, but before I do, let's get into what's going on with the weekly, okay? So this is the first weekly close above 17, around 17,127. Let's just say above 17,120. Okay, since like the closest we've been to that price at a close was on the 28th of November. 28th of November. So it's been pretty much it's been a while, okay? It's looking nice right now, and I did tell you guys, like, if the coming weeks in January, yeah, feeling that way, Edwin, right? If the coming weeks in January, the beginning especially, turns out to be good, like favoring the bulls, it might set the tone for Q1. Now, I'm not talking about, all-time highs, and bull run and I don't know what, but I'm talking about, at least we can see levels between, 20 to 23K. It's possible. We'll see what happens then, but this is more likely to happen if we have nice weeks in the beginning of the years, because it usually sets the tone, okay? If we'd have started off bearish, it would have been bearish, but right now it's kind of setting the tone, okay? So nice weekly candle close, like awesomeness. Like we got some, positive momentum going on the oscillator. Like RSI, we can't say much. It's pretty much, still weak, but very nice weekly candle close. Now, as usual, I always tell you guys, let's give it 24 to 48 hours. So it kind of matures. So we'll see what happens because, it just started off. On the daily, it's also looking good. Like we cannot hate on this candle, today. On the 4 hourly, it's been, been a headache. It's really been a headache. But the moment we had this close, even though, the bears tried to checkmate this candle by pulling it back down a little bit, we really never closed below the support that I spoke about, around 16,892. Not one single 4 hourly candle has closed below this level since we've been above it. Not one, okay? It's been weak. The price action has been very, very weak, okay? Like, especially if you compare it with the altcoins, doing their thing after the corrections, it's been very weak. But we never closed below this level, number one. And on top of that, we closed above 16,956, which was very critical to see a close above. Whether it be the daily, 17,056 is better, but whether it be the daily or the 4 hourly, we closed above this major resistance level. Now, I love this candle, strong candle. I cannot say, anything bad about it. The bad divergence that we had, you remember that one? The bad divergence we had on the 4 hourly, it's kind of invalid now completely. You remember the bad divergence that we had also on the daily? It's completely invalid now because we closed above that 16,956 level. So both the bad divergence or bearish divergence that we had is completely invalid now. So we don't have to think about it, to worry about it, and so on and so forth. Let's zoom in and see what's going on a bit deeper. So RSI is looking nice on the daily, okay? On the 4 hourly, looking okay also. Not much to worry about really. Let's zoom into the hourly. We got volume coming in. You can't see it on the 4 hourly, you can't see it on the daily, but we got some nice nice buy pressure coming in right now, on the hourly chart, for example. Now, all this is looking fine so far. On the hourly, we are still not really overboughtish, so we can't see much either there. But we got some new, support levels that I have to speak about now. New support areas would be around, like, if we break below, 17,050-ish dollars, that would be my first warning sign. It doesn't matter on the 4 hourly, like, or on the hourly. It would be my first warning sign, for us to see some type of a pullback if that happens, okay? Otherwise, it's cool. Let's have a look at the oscillators. Like, it's looking fine. It's really looking fine. On the hourly, looking fine. Daily, looking fine. But this is a good start to the week, guys. Like, from turning out to be weak for all these times. And do not forget, before this action, we did have our correction that got respected. We came back, we pulled back, and then there was demand. I already spoke about this in the last stream, and we pulled back up. We just, were hovering around these areas. So this is good. Like, there's nothing more to add on Bitcoin right now. I do not see anything telling us to be cautious and so on. Like, we'll see what happens, what comes with this 4 hourly candle, because I would not be surprised if we see some type of a resistance around, starting around, 17.2. But what I'm looking at, what I'm, waiting to see, is levels of 17,350-ish to 17,500, well, 500 to $600, being hit. That's what I'm waiting for. Otherwise, right now, there is really not much, we should, be worried about. Like, we are above. We are above. The bulls got, control. They got above the critical levels, so we can move on with our lives and, look at the rest of the altcoins. Like, no need, to worry right now, because it was looking real bad at these, looking like this. But when I saw this, and I saw that, okay, like, we got some action going on. And I don't know if you guys saw this, but it was there was some nice divergence right here. Right here, look at the 4 hourly frame, okay? Keep this in mind, because this is, if you guys miss this, this is how you get caught up, and you forget that, well, you miss that a move might be coming, okay? You see this nice divergence right here. Although, price action is just, kind of stable, look at the oscillators. Doesn't matter whether it be the RSI, doesn't matter whether it be the MACD. Like, we see that there was some nice divergence, developing on both the oscillators, while price action, kept on, being stable, was, kept on going stable, okay? And major levels, we broke out of it. So keep that in mind. You put all that together, you see what comes. So see eventually around, 17,000. We might need some type of a resistance around 17.2, but see eventually around 17,350-ish to 17,000, 600-ish levels. Like, not much holding us on the daily. That's the next area I'm waiting for, simply. Let's see now. Why can't I see these targets? Like, they are removed or something. Hold on. I thought I had a box around these levels. But anyways, you get the point. 17,350-ish. Okay, to 17,560. 600 is very possible. Like, if we close any daily above this level right here, see you at the next level, if, okay? But like I told you, we could see some type of resistance now, but we'll see what happens. There is hope. I guess there is hope. Like, not a bad close to the weekly candle. Now let's head over to Ethereum, which was holding out nice. So weekly, same thing here. Like, look, it's the first, like, we haven't seen this high of a close. Like, the difference is not that big, but nevertheless, there is a difference. Okay, there is a little difference. We haven't had this high of a close, high or high in quotes, okay? But since, for example, let's see now, since 28th of November, pretty much like, Bitcoin. On top of that, this is what I like with Ethereum. Listen to this. We closed above $1,285. This is a major level for Ethereum, okay? Doesn't matter on the daily, doesn't matter on the weekly, both the same, it's major. So that's nice, but I do not like that there is some type of, like this can continue. I think we are gonna see some type of bad divergence starting to build, but we'll see it when it happens. But right now, weekly is looking nice. Like there's nothing to talk about looking at this. I could do this just so you guys have a better look. Like it's looking good. And let me just do this. Hold on. Because there's something you guys need to remember. Bring out the other chart. So this is on the index. I spoke about this a while ago. I drew this, channel a while ago as well. I told you guys that there was, some type of nice, channel Ethereum was respecting. Like, let me just extend this. Like, if Ethereum, decides to break out of these levels, guys, it's gonna be nice. It's really gonna be nice, okay? On top of that, let me just show you another thing, okay? Just one more thing so you guys see what's going on. I should actually pull this back a bit. I think it's better. Hold on. There you go. So if we can break above this level, it will be breaking above this channel, okay? If we see any type of let's say something like this, okay? You see it, break out a little bit, it comes back, it retests it as support, right? And then we see, some continuation. Like that would be awesome for Ethereum. Like we could easily see levels of 1,575 to 1,700 dollars if that is to happen. Okay, so weekly is looking nice. I just wanted to bring out this chart because I spoke about this a while ago now. I think we drew it on in the middle of November in one of the streams. It was live, and we spoke about this. There could be this bullish channel that it's respecting right now, and so far it's good. We never really got below the heart line. If you guys see the whole of December, it's just been holding. Okay, it's been stable above this level, 1,170-ish dollars. Like we wicked down a bit, but there was no close below that level, which is very important. Okay, now back to this chart. I did that on purpose, by the way, okay? I'm just kidding. So on the daily, we are at resistance levels, okay? Mind you, I have to remind you this, okay? Just like I told you on the daily Bitcoin, we could be, around some type of resistance right now, around that 17.2, 17.2 level, okay? Fine. On Ethereum, it's pretty much the same, okay? So I know it's looking nice on the weekly so far, but let's give it, 24 to 48 hours to mature still. But on the daily, we are at, at resistance, on the 4 hourly frame, we are at resistance, okay? There is no divergence, but we already know that when it comes to Ethereum. Unlike Bitcoin, it's not been showing any bad divergence, okay? So it's been, just continuing on, which is nice. Nice strong candle close. Like we closed at 1290. Like this is awesome. This is awesome. Now, if we can close a 4-hourly candle above this, above the top of this box, which would be around $1,295. Like, guys, there is really not much holding us, until, let's see now. And this is the 4-hourly I'm speaking about. If we can see that happen, see eventually, wow, like see eventually around. Okay, look, just before I say something else, not only 1,295, if you want to be a bit more conservative, the best would be around, if we can see a 4-hourly close above 1,308. Let me mark it for you guys. 1,308. If we can see that right here, okay? Okay, it's a bit crooked. Hold on. For those who like to keep it conservative, okay? If we can see a close above 1,308, then see eventually around 1,340-ish to 1,000, $355, like around these levels eventually, if we can see a 4-hourly candle close above this one, because we do have resistance at these levels as well. We are already, around resistance levels. So something like this can happen, okay? Something like this can happen, okay? We see a wick to these levels, and then we see some type of a correction, because I've been telling you, when I've been speaking about, moves down these days, I've been calling them corrections, not, the move is over and so on and so forth. I've been saying the run is weak, the Bitcoin run is weak, altcoins have been, showing some type of weakness and so on. When it comes to corrections, as in, little pullbacks, something like this, where we respected, support, and then we continue up, okay? So this time, I'm still expecting something of a correction until, I see signs that, okay, now it's completely over for the bulls. I can't say that, okay? So I'm just talking about corrections right now, short-term corrections mostly. If we see anything else, we'll talk about it, but I can't say anything else when I didn't see any signs of, I didn't see on the daily, there was nothing that was, showing me signs of like a full-blown reversal, because we hit the highs or we hit, resistance, really nothing. So, but looking at the 4-hourly, we definitely saw that, we were about to see some corrections now and then. Right now, though, I can't say that either, except that, just remember, okay, just remember, guys, there is resistance at these levels, okay? So, like, I wouldn't be so comfortable. On top of that, I do see that there is, some bad divergence going on the 4-hourly, okay? On the daily, there is also some bad divergence on Ethereum right now. Like, I have to tell you guys, it's only gonna be invalid if we can see a close above, that is the daily close, above 1,320-ish dollars, okay? To be a bit more conservative, $1,325, okay? So there is bad divergence, okay? Building right now, at least on one of the oscillators. So don't be that comfortable, because we are at resistance as well. Like, we will see, if I see signs that are, warning signs on the daily, then I'm gonna, let you know that the run, like, it might not be a correction, but it might actually be a nicer pullback, okay? Let's just do one thing with Bitcoin. Let's see now. Yeah, on Bitcoin, we are about, to hit those critical levels. Like, even if continue a little bit, the bad divergence, like, I'm not talking about the one that we had, to break up, the levels we had to break above to kill one of the bad divergences, which was around 16,956. That's not the one I'm talking about, okay? There's this second bad divergence that I told you guys already about. even if price continues to the upside, it's gonna continue on building, and unless we see a close above 17,840-ish dollars, it's gonna be there on one oscillator, which is important. And if that happens, then we might see this stronger type of pullback. Like, I'm thinking about this already, since we are already around resistance levels. Okay, we are close, we're getting close. This bad divergence is already building. Like, we need to close certain levels for it to be disrespected, just like we closed above 16,950-ish levels. Okay, now let's continue with Ethereum. So yeah, I wouldn't be that comfortable because we are at resistance levels and there is bad divergence. Here it's already clear. It's not like Bitcoins. It's not like it hasn't built already. It's already telling you, like, looking at the chart, it's already telling us, TA is already telling us the bad divergence is there. It just hasn't started showing results, but it's already complete, and it's kind of valid already. It's only gonna be invalid if we see a close above $1,325. Okay, like $1,323 would also do it, but for those who are conservative, $1,325. Okay, so that's Ethereum pretty much. All is okay, all is good, but just don't be so comfortable, because that triple divergence on Ethereum is no joke. We are at resistance levels. Like, many might be tricked looking at this candle, but I'm just saying, be careful. Like, even though weekly candle closed in a nice way, it doesn't mean we can't see a correction and so on and so forth, a bit of a pullback and so on. And I'd be expecting some type of pullback, around these levels right now. I know people are hyping, but I wouldn't be hyping that much because we are at resistance. Just saying, okay? I could be wrong, but time will tell. We'll see what happens. So let's move on to the next one. Right, support. I almost forgot. Let's talk about support. So first, support on the 4-hourly. Let me just draw a line for you guys, right? Or a box, maybe even better. We got first support around 1,279 to 1,274. If we break that level, see eventually around 1,200. It's really not much of a difference, but if we close any 4-hourly candle, even hourly candle, really, below 1,275, like on the 4-hourly, next support I'll be looking at is around 1,260-ish to $1,256. Like, not that much of a difference price wise, but I gotta let you know, like, it doesn't matter what I think opinion wise, I'm just letting you know what I see on the charts. And if we see any close below 1,200 and let's say 55-ish, 1,253-ish on an hourly, okay, like, see eventually around these levels. Like, if this support breaks, it's not gonna be feeling that good for the bulls if $1,236 breaks, because this support is a major support, guys. Okay, so that is Ethereum. I'd be cautious right now. Do not let the green candles and all the green profits fool you. Be a bit cautious, guys. Letting beforehand, before things happen. Actually, let me draw something on Ethereum. Let me see now, because I see something. I think I see something, but let's see if my eyes are not lying and that it's telling the truth. Hold on. Let's see now. Let's bring out the channel. Like, if I think it is what I think it is, like, not gonna be something that we love. Well, let's see. Let's see now. Yeah, but okay, this is the thing. Look, looks like some type of, a B flag, not B flag, I mean bear flag, but if we break above this level, it's actually, at resistance levels we're talking about right now, okay? If we can break above it, retest, this would be best if we can retest this top channel as support, but it doesn't always need to happen, okay? But if we break above it with strength, then, we're probably, gonna continue, to the next levels we spoke about, which is around at least, these areas, 1337, 1353. That is if we can see a 4-hourly candle close above 1308. Okay, catching my breath. It's kind of the same thing right here, this channel right here, the top of this, nice bullish channel that we have. But if we get anywhere below the heart line, look at the heart line, right here, 1275-ish levels, you see, matches up with this support that we're talking about, right? Then, we can pull back, a bit more further, okay, to the levels that we already spoke about also on this chart, okay, pretty much the same. So just be aware, be careful, guys. Just what we do is we look out for each other on chart strikers. So we're looking out for each other, before the move happens, so nobody gets shocked and stuff. Keep your eyes open. Do not be fooled by the green candles. I'm telling you now. If we break up above, critical levels, fine. If not, just be on your, be alert, okay? Be alert. Okay, let's move on, friends. I can't wait to discuss the altcoins today because I'm liking things. Things are looking, nice. Like, many have played out. We had that Cosmos pullback. For those of you who didn't know, when it was around these levels, we spoke, about the pullback coming. Guess what? It came to support, literally touched, the top of this box to the dot. Okay, give it another try up, came back down, held this, this support around this blue line, and then the moment we broke above this level right here, 10.4, which was a critical level, what happened? Blast off. Okay, well, not blast off now. It feels like, it's a bit too dramatic to say, blast off, but you guys know what I mean. Like a nice, strong candle came out of that move. Okay. Right now we are at resistance levels, friends. Like, I'd be a bit cautious. Okay. So let's take out, since it's the weekly, candle close stream. Let's have a look. Oh, this is looking awesome. This is looking awesome. Like, we cannot hate on what Atom is doing right now on the weekly, especially, okay? There is no bad divergence. None at all. We are at resistance, but this resistance, we're not talking about weekly resistance. This resistance is the daily resistance, okay? So we're still like, it's still, hanging on there. Like, it's fine, okay? Let's see now, hold on. Let me just look at the moving averages, because we should see some action on the moving averages as well, since price is looking the way it's looking right now. Hold on. Weekly moving averages. Okay, pretty much bearish still, really. But guys, I'm loving this. I am loving this because it's the first weekly candle close above $10.3. Just rounding it off, okay, $10.3 in a while. Like, the last closes we saw were around 10 point, sorry, not even 10, 9.3, 9.9. 10.2-ish, close to 10.3, but nothing, nothing that closed above it. But this time it came with a strong, nice candle. Like we already see some reversal, indications on the weekly. Right now, it is pretty much confirmed. We got this positive momentum on the oscillators, like nice. When it comes to atom, there was nothing, there was no nice divergence that we could pull out on the weekly, chart. Literally nothing to see there. But there were other signs when it comes to the Western, for example, trend lines that got broken, resistance areas that got broken. And when it comes to the Eastern, we saw also, some type of reversal, patterns going on as well. So we had, something going on. But when it comes to the oscillators, we literally couldn't see anything. Like there is nothing showing when it comes to divergence and whatnot. MACD turned bullish. That is nice. So we can move on. Let's just move on, to the daily, because weekly is looking good. I cannot, there's nothing, bad to see on the weekly when it comes to atom. On the daily, let me have a look at the moving averages. Okay, so when it comes to the moving averages, guys, I'm looking at my other screen, and short term, just today, literally, well, not today, yesterday, closed above, like it's so close to get above the midterm, which would favor the bulls. It's close to cross above the midterm. And if that happens, we need two more things to happen, just two more things, okay? Since the long-term moving average is a bit far from the midterm and the short-term right now, we need the midterm to get above the long-term, number one, and then we need the short-term to get above the midterm and the long-term, for it to completely, start favoring the bulls. Right now, it's like, let's say 70-30, okay? And 70 is for the bears, okay? We need a bit more push from the bulls. Looking at the divergence and whatnot, oscillators and so on and so forth, RSI is looking nice, MACD is looking bullish. Like the bad, divergence that we kind of had on Atom is completely invalid now. No need, to talk about it. No need to think about it, because we broke above this 10.5, $6, which is a major area. So right now we are cool when it comes to Atom. This is looking nice. The fact that we held support here. Now, this is what's gonna happen, guys. The first thing that you should think about is how this old resistance is automatically gonna turn into new support right now, okay? So 10.56 to 10.5 areas. Let's just say between 10.4 to 10.56 is support, okay? If, for example, let's say I'd get in at these levels, let's say hypothetically I'd get in at these levels, like my stop loss would be around, that 10.4-ish levels, like 10.4 to 10.5-ish levels, okay? Just to be a bit more safe, because if we break that support, then we know, like, we could, pull back a bit more stronger, okay? But until then, it's fine. Hold on, guys. Like, I have to have a sip of water, and then we'll continue in just a moment. I'm back. Okay, so that would be my first support that I'd keep my eyes on if I get in at these levels, because some people would maybe were waiting, for a confirmation to see if this would continue. That would tell me, that would give me my first warning sign to back off, to literally back off from the trade if I see it, break below 10.4 5-ish to 10.5 dollars, okay? Because it's better, to have safer trades. Like, think about your risk to reward ratio. On top of that, like getting in at this level, like it wouldn't have been as nice as getting in at these, support areas, especially when you see there was strength coming in and then we pulled back. But yeah, like the dump played out. Well, it's a mini dump, but the dump played out when we saw that, the bulls were tired. We came, we held support, and then we kind of retested support areas kinda close to it, okay, because it came as low as 9.988. This starts at 9.898. Like, what you want from me? Like, it's literally not that far. So it came all the way close. Just kidding with you guys, by the way. It came all the way close to these levels and then blast off. I'm being dramatic, blast off, but we have to have a little bit of fun, okay? And we had this move after that. So let's see now. We already spoke about, the Western and Eastern on the daily chart. Now, when it comes to this chart right here on the 4-hourly, I'd be a bit cautious for two reasons, okay? Yeah, weekly is looking nice. I'm not saying weekly is not looking nice. Weekly is looking nice. Daily also, looking, decent, okay? But I feel like, I just come here and, ruin the fun for you guys. But I have to be, I have to give it my unbiased TA. Like, I have to. I can't help it. Daily is also looking decent, but on the 4-hourly, it's a different thing, guys, okay? On the 4-hourly, it's a bit different. The fact that MACD is bullish, right here, it's not the strongest indication that things will continue. Number one. Number two, we are at around resistance levels. Like, do not forget about that, because let's see now. All the way to like $11.096, and I already spoke about these levels. I maybe forgot to draw it though. I should have drawn something. Hold on. 11 point, let's just say 11.1, okay? I know I spoke about it, but I forgot to mark it. 11.1. Let's see. Somewhere around these levels. Like, if we can see, a break above this area, like it's really good times for Atom, because then there is not much holding us until, let me draw it for you guys, until these levels. Like, my drawings are gone. Like, I'm wondering if TradingView has something to do with this, but never mind. Never mind, we can still fix this. Okay. Then see eventually around these levels, okay? 12.187 to $12.5, and let me just mark it for you guys. Hold on. Next. There you go. On the 4-hourly, there is some bad divergence going on right now, guys, okay? We are like also like around soon we are around that overboughtish territories, okay, soon. So we should like be a bit cautious because of that. On top of that, we are at resistance areas, okay? Just letting you guys know, nice volume. I cannot complain anything when it comes to the volume, but there is some bad divergence going on. Even though we go a bit higher, it's still gonna be there unless we can probably we like break above this overboughtish, like the prior overbought RSI. If we can go even higher than that, so it matches the PA, that would be nice. So I'd be a bit cautious. If we see, keep this in mind, if we see a close on the 4-hourly above this red line right here, then there's really not much holding us until these levels, okay? I repeat, not much. Then we might see, that bad divergence play out then, because on the daily, we're not overbought yet. So we still have, room to go, okay? Keep that in mind. But look, also on the daily, not only before Ali, apparently, also on the daily, it's the same resistance, around 12.1 to 12.5-ish dollars, you see? Same resistance where we had all the resistance before. If you look left, like literally, look left, resistance, 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 okay? If we get above this level though, on a daily, if you see any daily candle close above this level, the party is on. See eventually around, 14.3, to 15 point something dollars. But we'll get to that when those, levels get hit. Until then, we can just, chill, relax, and just see what's going on and enjoy, take in everything that's going on right now, okay? So nice. That was Atom. I don't want to waste a lot of time. I'd love to come here and just talk about that's resistance, profit taking levels, that's support, and so on and so forth. But I want to go a bit more into depth so you guys are aware of what's going on when it comes to the shorter frames as well, not only the daily, okay, and so on and so forth. Let's have a look at the hourly. Hourly looking, it's looking nice. Like, do you see the pressure coming in? I can imagine like people, looking at the weekly candle closes and so on are like super excited, to see that we closed with a green candle on many. Anyways, when it comes to support on the hourly, for those of you who are impatient and you do not want to wait for the 4 hourly, and the daily and so on and so forth, first hourly support is around $10.5. Are we on the same page? Okay. First one is around $10.5. Like if we start pulling back, which I have difficulty to see that happening right now, but if we start, pulling back, first support would be around $10.5. If that doesn't hold, see eventually around, 10 point. Let's just say, instead of, saying a lot of things, let me just draw it for you guys. First support right here. On the hourly, hold on. First support. And we're talking short term. Like if it gets respected like this support, and then we see some, demand coming in, like it's gonna be awesome times for Atom. But we'll see what happens when it comes to, these levels. So that would be the first support. If that break, if that doesn't hold, see eventually guys around, that level we spoke about already, $10 to this support. If that, like, if that doesn't hold, okay, but we'll take it step by step. I tweeted something out the other day, which was pretty something that, we should have in mind. Like the fact that the altcoins are having a bit of a stronger rally compared to Bitcoin. Don't think, like most of the times, that's not a good sign for the Bitcoin rally. That's just, most of the times I've seen it with my own eyes, like history kind of repeats itself most of the times. Most of the times it just means that the rally for Bitcoin is gonna be weak. We could see a rally, but the rally could be weak. Okay, so you kind of have to weigh everything in, okay? Do not be fooled by green candles, green things and so on and so forth. Like, you guys should know when it's time to take your profits, just you should really like control yourselves, and try to do the best thing the best thing for yourself, okay? Okay, that's Bitcoin versus well, not Bitcoin. We're talking about what was it now? Cosmos, I mean. Cosmos versus the UST. Let me just bring up my list. Hold on. So we've had a look at Bitcoin, we've had a look at Ethereum, we've had a look at Atom. Nice. Okay. Oh Cardano, oh Cardano. Look at this. We completely broke out of this, first resistance, because on the 4-hourly, I don't know if you guys, noticed, we kind of like, I was expecting, one more leg up, but then, the rules, if resistance breaks, continuation is to follow, okay, to the upside, whether it be downside, like if support breaks, continuation to the downside follows. If resistance breaks, continuation, to the upside follows, okay? So I was expecting, one more leg up to these levels. But after that, because there were signs of bad divergence and so on and so forth, I was also expecting a pullback. Now we got our pullback all the way to this support level right here. I think I spoke about this in my last live stream. You see this blue line? We came to the dot. But then guess what? A hammer came in. On the 4-hourly, a hammer came in. Okay? It kind of saved the day. Since then, we never, pulled back again. And then it, like, the moment we broke out of this resistance at the top of this box, 0.286, it was good times for Cardano, because now we can officially say on the daily, oh, this is so interesting, guys. This is so interesting. Look, there is some bad divergence developing right now. We are so close to disrespect that, bad divergence, and just, like, look, if we see a close above 0.323 on the daily, we see a close, if you want to be a bit more conservative, 0.324, okay? But if we see that close on a daily, guys, it means that the first bad divergence that is there right now, I mean, it is there right now, okay, is gonna become invalid. It's gonna become invalid. And then guess what, guys? Eventually around 0.23-ish, no, sorry, 0.333-ish to 0.345-ish. That's our first daily resistance. First daily resistance, okay? Because this was a 4-hourly resistance, okay? This one was also a 4-hourly resistance. Daily resistance was all the way at these levels. And then if we can see a close above the top of this box, eventually around 0.36 0.37-ish dollars, okay? Next resistance around $0.373. That's Cardano. When it comes to support right now, here is your support, old resistance, new. Like, we broke out of this level, like $0.3. Simple. On a daily, look, for those of you wondering where we could see some type of support, if we see some type of reversal action right here at these levels, okay, then this is the first support, that I will keep, my eyes on, okay. That would be around 0.3 to 0.29-ish dollars, but this is awesomeness. This is awesomeness. Let's see now. Nice. Not as nice as, for example, what we saw with Cosmos, because it would have been like, it's better for Cardano. It's better if we see a weekly candle close above 0.33. That would make it nice. That would make it nicer. But until then, this is not bad. This is not bad. Look at the prior, weekly candle close. You got a bullish engulfing candle right there, okay? So can't complain much, right? We still have this bad divergence on the weekly. Like, it's only gonna be invalid if we see Cardano around, $1.2, okay? If we see it around $1.2, fine, we can talk about it, being invalid and so on and so forth. We got some positive, momentum going on the oscillators RSI. Not much to say there, like, but I love the strong, bullish engulfing candle right now. That's really nice to see. Let's see now, moving averages when it comes to the shorter time frames. Cardano. Well, not shorter. I'm just comparing to the weekly. It's the daily, so it is shorter. K is above the short-term moving average, which is nice. Like 24 to 48 hours, guys. We are close to resistance levels. Like, you know how crypto is. Since we are pretty much around resistance levels, we could see a correction, within 24 hours, 48 hours. We'll see what happens because a lot of these markets are around resistance levels right now. So I'd be cautious. I wouldn't be jumping, up and down of out of, happiness. Like nice profits, nice gains, everybody's happy and so on and so forth. But I'd be a bit cautious since we can't see any reversal indication on the Western right now. Nothing on the Eastern really either, like not much that I can see, except that there is, bad divergence that is growing, but it's gonna be invalid if we see any close above daily close above 0.323-ish, like we'd do it, okay? We see any daily close above this level. We are above it right now, yeah, but I'm talking about a close, so it doesn't matter that we are above it right now. So a close above this level would be nice, but we are around resistance. Like, I'd be a bit cautious. Our side is looking fine. We're not overbought yet, okay? On the 4-hourly, time to be very cautious. Very cautious. This is the thing. Sometimes, when you look at the markets, like it sucks. It kind of, sucks you in because you see all this green left and right and you go like, okay, now it's safe, now it's gonna go up and so on and so forth, and then bam, smack, suddenly you're like, what the fudge happened? Nice volume, but I'd rather get in at corrections, at support areas instead of going here and then starting to worry about okay, is it gonna break, is it gonna hold, is it gonna break resistance and so on. I'd rather like wait for support areas and then go like, okay, I see strength, now I can get in and then move on. So that's Cardano, by the way. Not much to add there. The levels that we could hit next if this resistance breaks and so on and so forth, so we can move on ish. So Cardano done as well. Let's see now next. I gotta have a sip of water there so I do not dehydrate myself. I mean, so I can hydrate. Down. Yeah, hydration is important when you keep on talking and talking. So let me just have a sip of water and then we're gonna continue to have a look at the rest of the altcoins, at least as much as I can, get in this stream, okay? So just uno momento, just a minute, guys, and I'll just have a sip and we'll continue. And I'm back. So, next, quant. Weekly candle close on quant. Let's have a look. Not bad, not bad. Like, not the strongest either, but not bad, okay? Like quant on the weekly, it's interesting, guys, because maybe some of you are new to the stream. If you are, we've seen this, nice divergence, develop on quant. It's still building. It's not completely valid yet, like, because it's still building. It doesn't mean we can't, pull back. It's still gonna be there if we even pull back, to these levels, all the way actually, to $50. It would still be there even if quant would pull all the way to $50. Okay, it would still be there. But any close below $50, then it's gonna be invalid. Okay, so it doesn't mean we can't pull back, but there is some nice, divergence, building on quant. So keep that in mind when it comes to the weekly. Nice, strong, bullish engulfing candle when it comes, to the close as well. Like, you can't hate on that action that we see right now. Let's have a look at the daily. By the way, PA is above the short-term moving average, so good. But we can't use the moving averages here. Like, look, there is not enough, data. Like, we barely have a short-term MA. Like, barely. Like, it's here, but it's not here. See, it's like half. Okay. So let's have a look at the daily and see what's going on there. Last time I told you guys, like, I love the way, quant, had this, double bottom, formation going on. You have this, W kind of action going on. If we can see, any close above, let's say, $118.3 and so on and so forth, like, there is really not much holding us until next resistance, which is around, hold on now, which is around these levels. Like, any close above this area, 118.3, okay? See, eventually around, excuse me, there is some type of resistance around 121 to 122. I almost forgot that one. Tricky. Put a box here, but it's on the, lower frames. That's why I was about to forget about it. But any close above $118, okay, on a daily, $119, if you want to be a bit more conservative, on a daily, then there is really not much holding us, until these levels when it comes to quant. 130, well, 128-ish to 136-ish dollars, okay? But when it comes to the lower time frames, it's a different story, okay? So we might see those, small corrections, just like we saw on, Atom and some other altcoins, Cardano and so on and so forth. It pulls back a little bit, but then, it continues to rise to that daily target, okay? So on the 4-hourly, it's a bit different. We could see some resistance around these levels, okay, 121 to $122. But if we see, your first warning sign that we will get up to these levels is if we see a 4-hourly candle close above $122.5. Okay, I'm being a bit more conservative now. But if you see any 4-hourly candle close above that one, it will be your first warning signal that we could come to these levels, guys, okay? But before this and this, before, if you don't want to wait for the daily, for example, okay, for the daily candle close, if we can see a 4-hourly candle close above this level, not only 4-hourly, even hourly wouldn't be bad. Even hourly wouldn't be bad. Okay, if we can see any close above this levels, then see eventually around, the next area, which is around these levels, and we see any close above 122.3-ish dollars, see eventually around this. So this would be your first warning sign. Like, looking at the shorter time frames, if one does not want to wait for the daily to be completely sure, then a 4-hourly candle close would do it around these levels. Okay, now let's have a look at the oscillators and so on and so forth. RSI fine, oscillators positive, MACD bullish, That was on the daily, by the way. Positive momentum, RSI fine. We are at resistance though. Also with this one. Like so many are around resistance levels. So many are at around resistance levels. Now let me highlight that, okay? There are so many around resistance levels, okay? Around-ish the resistance areas, like critical levels. So it's time to do something. Let's see now on the 4-hourly. Yeah, like if you see any hourly candle close above this level, really see eventually around, you know, the next, you know, resistance, which is 123-ish dollars, around that level really on the 4-hourly, because I don't see much holding us until that level. So it's gonna be interesting to see what happens. When it comes to support though, we got new support levels, friends, new support areas right now, new support, you know, ranges. Okay, first one would be on the 4-hourly. Since we're looking at the 4-hourly, first one would be around this, you know, the top of this box. Okay, $112. That is if you see any close below this level right here. You see any close below this level, 114.5-ish dollars, okay? Eventually around, you know, 112.5 to, well, 111-ish dollars, okay? If this doesn't hold, that is. And if we lose 111-ish dollars, let's say we lose it, like support is weak around these levels, then see eventually around 109. Like it's not a big range. We could just put it this way, just to make it a bit easier. All this level between 108 to $112 is support levels if this doesn't hold on the 4-hourly. Okay, like look, I just simplified that so you guys do not get that confused. So that's simple, fine. So we can move on with the next one now. Oh, by the way, before I continue, like if this positive momentum, you know, keep on growing, you know, on the histogram, we got ourselves, you know, some bad divergence, or wait, no, I mean the opposite. If this, you know, a positive momentum does not, you know, outgrow the prior, you know, the prior island that we have on the histogram, we got ourselves some type of, you know, bad divergence, you know, going on. Okay, just so you guys are aware. And at that is at resistance levels, because we already got some bad divergence, you know, on the R side. Okay, we already got it, so don't be fooled, be aware. But that's quant, so we can move on to the next one, you know, the support levels, you know, the resistance levels. So we've spoken about, you know, both levels and what could happen and so on and so forth. Okay, so quant is finished. Let's move on to the next one. Hold on, guys. Gotta dehydrate. Gotta hydrate again. I keep on saying dehydrate because I keep on talking, and I'm getting dehydrated while, you know, I'm not drinking at the same time. As fast as I'm speaking, I need to drink now and then. So hold on, guys. Okay. Let's see now. Look, guys. Look how crypto is crazy. Even Crappy FTT is up, almost 4%. And the day just started, what, 2 hours ago? The daily, candle. Even FTT, this is how, crypto can be a bit nuts sometimes, but even FTT is up 4%. So, guys, I can't even, believe that people are still trading this crap. It's crypto, not much, surprises you at the end. Okay, let's move on. At last, we are getting that Litecoin action right now. Like, I've been waiting for this one because support held. We broke out of the resistance now. Before I get into all that, let's take a two-minute break, guys. 2 minute break. Hold on, I'll be back. And then we'll continue with Litecoin. Then like, there's so much we can have a look at today. Ape, VeChain, XRP, XLM. I can keep on going, but I'll be back. Into enjoy the tunes, and see you soonish. Let me put on the Bitcoin chart, right? Same time. 10-minute chart, the usual tradition for chart striker, So much divergence. By the way, before I leave, before I take my break, I'd be so cautious right now. So cautious, like it's. Yeah. I don't like this formation, right here. Like, if we pull back to 17,000, 52 these levels, do not be that shocked, guys. Like, just saying. Okay, be back into. Okay, I'm back, guys. Let's see. So we're getting that pullback, yeah, right now. Correction time. That's why, I was talking about, don't let the green, candles, fool you guys. Like, we are strikers on this channel. Like, all of you watching the streams, on replay, whatever, all of you that are subscribed, like, point is we are strikers. Simple as that. Like, we hit strikes. Simple, okay? Okay, let's move on with the next one. Like, so much I want to talk about, so much. BNB. BNB. Ladies and gents, look at this. Awesome. Like, look, I think it's gonna be a nice week for BNB. I'm seeing it now already. Like, I know there's a lot of rumors out there about FUD and so on and so forth, but right now, looking at the chart, it's as if it's not there, as if, okay? If we see any weekly candle close above $284, it's gonna be awesome for BNB, okay? So if this week ends with BNB above $284, top-notch things, okay? We had we have this nice, positive, momentum, just starting right now. MACD just starting, to go bullish. In other words, RSI is fine. I guess it's fine. Like, it's around, neutral. It's okay. No, I do not like this though. I do not like. Let me have a look at the moving averages. Hold on the weekly. You know, looking at this, you see that there is some type of. It looks like it wants to go bearish on us because of this weekly. So you see that close above, 284 would, would kind of mean something for the weekly, okay? Otherwise, if this, continues downwards and then we see this short term, cross below the midterm, it's not gonna be favoring the bulls. Like, it doesn't imply that it's gonna favor the bulls at least. So we gotta be a bit cautious. On my other screen, like, I can see that PA is just touching the short-term moving average right now. And besides, moving averages, all in all, are kind of still favoring the bears, okay? Looking at the shorter time frames. But I love this pattern that I see right here. That's why I'm saying, like, it could be an awesome, like, nice week. This is a strong, engulfing candle. But if you ask me, does it match, everything else going on? Like, I don't see, the volume right here and so on and so forth. But it's a strong, engulfing candle, nevertheless. On the daily, like, I don't know where the volume is. Like, I do not know where the volume is. Like, it's kind of a bit worrying, okay? Because look, I know weekly beats the daily. Thing is, if things go left already on the daily, then now weekly is not gonna be doing, the best either. Just putting it out there, okay? Look what happened with the RSI, by the way, guys. Look. I have this, drawn on my other chart. I think I drew it here as well. But we had this, break above resistance on the RSI as well. And since then, it's pretty much, been doing well. It kind of, was stable. But then it was doing fine. Like, since the 30th of December, things have been doing okay for many Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever, all that. We've had, corrections that got respected as well. So I expect this, to at least, come still like same. I still expect it to come all the way to 284 to 292. Best case scenario, like, see eventually around, $310 on the daily, because there is really not much holding us until these levels when it comes to the daily, at least. But on the 4 hourly, there is some type of resistance around these levels, 284 to $292. Like your first warning that we are gonna be, going a bit higher to at least, 300, and 10-ish dollars. That major resistance where we've been having a difficult time, breaking above many, many times, like prior times now, is if we can see a 4-hourly candle close above $292. Okay, simple. On the daily, we already have this bad divergence. Like it's only gonna become invalid if we can close above, $312, literally. Until then, there is some type. Let me just remove this. It's too much. It's too much. Until then, there is this bad divergence going on both the oscillators. Okay, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. It's not all, sweet and so on. So keep that in mind. We need to get above this level right here, guys. Okay, 284 to 292. Prior daily candle close, nice close. Support held, as you guys can see, it held like a king. We didn't break any 4-hourly candle even, above this area right here. Okay. So let's talk about support and resistance right now. There is some bad, divergence going on, just so you guys are aware. Okay, it is developing. RSI is in overboughtish territories. Okay, another one that's also in. This is another. Now it's not just Bitcoin. Like there are some other crypto markets we've had a look at now that are around resistance levels, around critical areas, showing some bad divergence. So I'm gonna highlight it again for the second time. Just beware. Do not let the green candles fool you guys. I'm just putting it out there because I know it's tempting. It kind of makes you feel relaxed, when you see the market, a lot of things, let's say you're having a look at your portfolio right now, and many things are just green. It's green left, green right, green up and down. But then you get caught up, and then things start, correcting a bit, and so on and so forth. Because corrections can turn into dumps if support doesn't hold. Like I said, if we break out of resistance, continuation to the upside. If we break supports, continuation to the downside. Okay, so we got this bad divergence. I like the volume and so on and so forth. RSI overboughtish pretty much. On the daily, I'd start like on the hourly, I'd start to be cautious already now. Okay, we are like very close to resistance levels. Like we came all the way to what, 280-ish dollars. We already spoke about this in one of the streams, I believe so. I don't know which one, but overboughtish here too, guys. I'd be a bit cautious. Like I would not be surprised if we see some type of a pullback, like cooking. Okay, right now, like be cautious. Let's talk about support levels. We already know resistance. Okay, profit taking areas. Now let's talk about support areas. So first support level that I'll be looking at when it comes to the 4-hourly time frame at least is around really not there is no support until all the way between 267 to 264-ish. Okay, if that breaks eventually around 260, so yeah, not much support until these levels, guys. Okay, not much at all. So 267-ish, okay, to 264-ish would be the first support I'm looking at. I will be redrawing things here because now we have some new support levels to have a look at, so we do not get confused with those yellow boxes. Okay, so that would be the first support level. Like if we break anywhere between 260-ish dollars, then not much holding us until 254-ish dollars, guys, okay? Around these levels next. That is if we close below $260, okay, on a 4 hourly. I think even hourly, if I'm not mistaken. Let me have a look. Yep, pretty much. Yeah, hourly, same thing. If we close, anywhere below, 200, and $60 on the hourly. So for those of you who are impatient and, can't wait for the 4 hourly candle close, it will be your first warning sign that we could go lower to at least, $254, or yeah, somewhere between, 252 to 254, really, okay? If that doesn't hold, that correction we're talking about, it can easily start, to a dump action. Like, it can easily go from correction to dump action, depending on if that support holds or not, okay? But weekly, I just love how the weekly is going. But as I told you, if daily fails on us, okay, we could have that, correction, first before anything else happens. Besides, on the weekly, let me just put it this way. On the weekly, if we closed anywhere below, $260, I think 260, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, 259 to 260-ish dollars. I'd start to be cautious. Okay? This is the thing. Also, BNB, we are close, to resistance. So I won't sugarcoat it. I am gonna be blunt. I'm gonna be tough on you guys. So I'm just letting you know it's possible to see a pullback, if things, start going left. Even though weekly is looking good, and weekly, your first warning sign would be if we close anywhere below, $259. It's pack your bags, pack your profits, and then, just enjoy your gains and stuff. Fine. Like, that's how I would be thinking, at least, okay? Like, that's how I would be playing the market, at least, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much BNB. Let's move on to the next one. Did we have a look at Litecoin? Am I mistaken? It feels like we had a look at Litecoin. Now, we had a look. We didn't maybe speak about it completely, but okay. So there were many people who were, hoping that Litecoin would come back to these levels, to the $260 when it was around these levels. I hope those of you that were waiting for that got your, like, you had your chance now. You had your chance. You cannot say that Litecoin did not give you another chance. It definitely did give you another chance. It came all the way to these levels. Okay? Those who missed it the first time got a second chance in Litecoin to get in and, get some piece of that action. So all good. Moving averages pretty much looking bearish when it comes to Litecoin. Oscillators are looking, fine, but there's still that, bad divergence that is still kind of developing when it comes to Litecoin, guys. Okay, so not completely out of the, out of the woods, out of the danger zone. Because if we are to say that on the weekly, if we are to say that, okay, now Litecoin is completely out of the danger zone, we first have to see a candle close above $130 on the weekly chart. If we see that, a different story, okay? But right now, there is good things because we broke out of resistance, guys. You know that resistance around, 77-ish dollars to 80-ish dollars. Guess what? We are above it right now. We actually closed around $78, so that resistance level right here, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right here, around $77, okay? You broke above it, good to go. Now, on the daily, our size looking fine and so on and so forth. Oscillators also looking fine, can't hate on that, really. You remember this He got respect to the dot when it comes to Lycon, literally to the dot. Okay, we pulled back, touched, first, support, old resistance, came, demand came in, we pulled back a little bit higher, got rejected at, this resistance right here, which is also, on resistance. We pulled back, support held again, and then what happened? A nice flow to the upside. Okay, we had resistance around this heart line as well, as you guys can see. What happened? We broke out of it. Continuation. Okay, so it doesn't mean we're completely out of the woods now, because next major resistance for Litecoin on the daily now is around, even on the weekly actually, is around $94. Okay, both daily, both weekly, $94. We need to see a break above $94 for us, to be a bit more relaxed, and not so. There you go. I'm just gonna draw it for you guys. Somewhere around these levels. Now, I'm not saying to the dot, but somewhere around these levels, okay? Let me just do this. There you go. We see any candle close above 94 point 94 to $94.5 really. We see any close above that one, see eventually, like I told you last time, I'm gonna say it again, $106 to $107 would be our next resistance if we can see any daily candle close above that level. Okay, see eventually around 114-ish. So let's just say, let me put it this way, let me put it this way, guys. If we see a break above $94, yeah, see eventually around these levels, okay, 106 to 114, and this is daily resistance, so I can just, mark it. There you go. Awesomeness, except that it's not blue. There you go. Profit taking levels. If this breaks, like, we need to, of course, get above this, like, we need to close above this, $80 range, right at this area. $80, like, we need to get close above it. If we see any pullback below, like, if we do not see a close below that one, guys, we do have some type of support, around 77-ish to $74-ish, and if that doesn't hold, see eventually around these levels next. Okay, $67 to $65. So let me just put it this way. I'll remove this one, do this, then we do this, and then we kind of do this. Here's your support on the daily. I think it's the same on the 4-hourly. Yep, pretty much the same on the 4-hourly as well. 4-hourly actually it's a bit something like this. Hold on. On the 4-hourly we have one more support area, unlike the daily. Let me just mark this. On the 4-hourly a bit different, guys. We have some, support around $70 on the 4-hourly. Okay, this blue line, old, support, old resistance, and so on. Like, it's been acting as support and resistance, both. Okay, that's why I have to say both of them. So on the 4-hourly, like, if we see any close below, let's just say this level right here, $70. Okay, then unfortunately, if that happens, between if we lose the levels of $70 to $69, okay, around these areas, okay, $69 to $70 on a 4 hourly candle, then there's really not much holding us until 67 to 65 first. That would be the second, resistance I'm looking at on the 4 hourly. Let me just mark it. Not resistance, support. Change this. And if we lose that one, you know how the story goes. See around third resistance areas, okay? That's the 4 hourly, simple. Now we've spoken about all the possible levels when it comes to the profit taking levels, not all of them, but the closest ones. And same thing with the support, okay? So we can kind of just, look at what the oscillators are doing, and then we can move on to the next. I think I've already covered up the daily oscillators, right? RSI is looking fine. We have some bad divergence going on, like building, not going on, building on the daily. So be a bit cautious, okay? Like we need to see that close above $84. Do not forget that one, by the way. Right here. We've spoken about this in the past streams. Now I'm just reminding you guys, there's some type of resistance around $84. Do not forget that one, okay? So this is the daily, by the way, okay? Daily resistance right here, second daily resistance right here. So first warning sign, you see any candle close, above $84, 84.5-ish dollars. If you want to be a bit more conservative, see eventually around $94. Simple as that, okay? So there is, we are close to resistance, some bad divergence going on. Let's have a look at the 4 hourly and see if it's the same thing there as well. Like, I like the volume coming in, like on the 4 hourly. We can't see much of it on the daily, but on the 4 hourly, it's looking nice. But we also, like, we are already showing signs of bad divergence also on the 4 hourly, like close to resistance areas. Like okay, this is also another one that's showing, some type of bad divergence around resistance areas. So I'd be a bit, on the cautious side, okay, just a little bit. First support is, though, also on the 4 hourly, same thing, $77, guys. Okay, we lose that one between, 74-ish to 74 is to $77 is the first support, also on the 4 hourly, okay? Yeah, it's I don't like the fact that it's close to resistance, and showing bad divergence, and now it's just like, damn. The hourly kind of saying the same thing, giving us warning signs, telling us, the bulls wanna take a rest. RSI pretty much overbottish, overbottish territories. We can come all the way to these levels, but then I don't know. Like, I'm starting to see signs, and these signs that I see probably won't, favor the bulls. So be a bit cautious, guys. A bit cautious, okay? Let's see now. Hold on. Let's move on. Okay. So Litecoin also done. Let's have a look at Zen. I made a short clip about it earlier today. Oh, I'm loving this. I am loving this. Okay, let's start off with the weekly. Okay, got bad news. I can't do much with the weekly. So let's go to the daily. Okay, let's go to the daily. Prior daily close is not bad for the bulls. not bad either, you know, like that bad for the Bears, but it kind of, you know, kind of favors the Bulls a bit more than the Bears, you know, if I had to choose based on TA. We have this, you know, nice volume that came in. You can't see it on the candle at all, but nice volume came in. RSI is pretty much weak still. Like, can't do much with that. Support held. Funny that it's close to this support, because if this breaks, guys, I'm gonna say it again. Next support is around these levels, okay? But let's move on to the 4-hourly because I can't do much. Look at this. Look at this. I came out here and I told you guys daily I need some, you know, more confirmation to see anything. And now that I do, I can see that the Bears are kind of tired, you know, and this kind of, you know, favors the Bulls, if anything. But we still need to give it 24 to 48 hours as well. Also on Zen, okay? So we need to take things like step by step, okay? Like don't be in a rush. It's not good to be in a rush. Just be patient and see what's gonna happen, what's gonna develop. Like if you give, you know, after a weekly close, if we give it like 24 to 48 hours, like it's only more better for us, you know, TA wise. Like we have more data, we can, you know, analyze even better and so on and so forth, right? In 1 hour, in an hour and a half, if we actually close above this resistance, that's your first warning sign that we are gonna at least you know see these levels, just like I said in the short video earlier today. Okay, like this looks like it's playing out because I told you on the 4-hourly it was clear to me that I saw that the Bears kind of lost steam, which is nice. On the hourly, I also saw that the Bears kind of lost steam, but it was very important to see a 4-hourly candle close. It's still important to see a 4-hourly candle close above this level right here, okay? The 1996 or 2000, really, it's not that much of a difference, okay? But yes, it's, you guys understand me, okay? Our site is rising. We got this positive, you know, momentum going on the oscillators. Like MACD is pretty much bullish on the 4-hourly. Let's have a look at the hourly. Like, it's good that we called it out before moves started happening. What would have been your first warning sign that, you know, things are about to go south is if this support would have broken, which it didn't, okay? So far, cool. So far, okay. So far, good. So when it comes to the 4-hourly, we need that close above this area. Moving averages, I cannot say much except that it's still, you know, pretty much looking, you know, not favoring the Bulls, really. It's not. On the hourly, we already got our close above this level, I think. Is it so? Let's see, 1996, and this closed at yep, we got it. Okay, and there is some follow through on the, you know, unlike this this action right here, there is some follow through as well. So on the hourly, if we can see a close above, let's say, you know, the top of this box, 2074, let's just say, you know, 201, well, 2100, that would be your first warning sign that we are going at least, you know, to these levels right here, like around these levels somewhere, okay? Like it's looking, right now it's looking nice. I cannot say anything bad. There is no bad divergence on one of the oscillators, but we already have some bad divergence, you know, looking at the our side. Like it's only gonna be invalid if we can close above that 2523. That is actually, you know, around this resistance. Okay, if we can close above the bottom of this box. Hold on, let me just double check. No, excuse me, I take that back. Let's see now. It's here. It's here. This level, guys. This level. Not the top of the, not the other one, but this one, okay, right here. If we can see a close above 2534, yeah, because I don't want to come out here and, you know, tell you something that's incorrect. Gotta make triple sure. So if we can close, an hourly candle above this level, don't have to wait for the 4 hourly, then that bad divergence that we see building can be invalid, okay? But we need a close above this level. 4 hourly best, best would be best, but hourly would kind of work. But 4 hourly, I'd go for the 4 hourly. If we see any 4 hourly candle close above this level, it's your first warning sign that we are gonna go a bit higher, and at least come to 704, all the way to between to 704, this level right here, to 2952 areas. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's Zen pretty much. You already know the support levels. Okay, if this support breaks, eventually around these levels, like that's pretty much the same. And profit taking levels, the first one, the second one, the third one. So we are good. So that is Zen, friends, pretty much. Not much to add now. It's looking good. We kind of saw this move before it happened. Now we, for a bit more confirmation, in an hour and a half, we need a close above this level. Simple. So now we can move on with the next altcoin. So Zen also done. Let me just write it down. Cool. Next. The fact that a lot are around, resistance, like close to resistance areas, like they'll probably reach it, within a day or maybe less, something like that. That's also why it's good, to give it, 24 to 48 hours to see what's gonna happen. Because if resistance breaks, we get warnings that this is gonna continue. But if we see weakness from the bulls at resistance areas, it's time to be cautious. Simple as that, right? Okay, let's move on to the next altcoin. Let's see now. XRP. This was one of the best pulls, I've seen when it comes, to on XRP's action, because I told you guys, like, this on the weekly, if we close anything like this, like, it was awesome. Not only that, you remember that daily candle, that daily hammer, like, it was just awesome. Came back to support, and what a push. A nice push to the upside. And since then, we've just been, stuck at this support area right here. Demand hasn't been the strongest, not as strong as this one. But let's have a look at the weekly. Like, nice. I cannot call this a hammer, nothing like that, because just a nice push. Okay, we have our first positive momentum on the weekly. Of course, it could turn red. Let's give it 24 to 48 hours. Like, MACD is, trying to go bullish, so can't say much about that. When it comes to the hour side, nothing special going on there. On the daily, like, we really haven't had one close below 0.337-ish dollars when it comes to Ripple. Not one. And that's not a bad thing. Like, if we see any, daily candle close below that one, it's another type of discussion. But until then, this is not bad, okay? We got some resistance around, first resistance. I think this is on the lower time frames, okay? But there is some type on the daily. There is nothing until these levels, guys. Literally nothing. Until 0.3682 to 0.37, there is nothing right now. Like, we can come all the way to, like, let's just say between 0.37 to 0.38, okay? There is no resistance when it comes to Ripple on the daily time frame, on the daily time frame. On the 4 hourly, it's a different story. But let's have a look at the oscillators first. Let's see what's going on there. Ooh, already some bad divergence developing on Ripple, really? Like it's not as strong as the other alts we've seen, you know, the other alts that had a nice action going on. Let's see now. Yeah, we need to get above this level if you wanna see that, you know, bad divergence become invalid. Okay, simple as that. Volume kind of declining. Let me have a look at the moving averages. Hold on. Moving averages not looking like they are favoring the bulls at all. Not only on this, you know, on the chart you're having a look at. I'm looking at the shorter time frames, and it's not looking the best stats, unfortunately. On the 4 hourly, the resistance that I was talking about, you know, about earlier. Let me just do this because no need for it to be this, like stretched this far, really, like this. And the resistance is really around these levels. Okay, so I should like be a bit flexible. 0.36 should be the level, all the support, you know. So pulling this up a little bit right here. So we got resistance on the 4 hourly. Like if we can't, you know, see a close above 0.36 at least, okay, 0.36, and I'm being flexible, better to be flexible, then it's not gonna be a nice look for Ethereum. Look, this is what could happen for Ethereum, okay? We see this continue, bad divergence builds, meets resistance, meets this long-term moving average, things, you know, start looking a bit weaker because on the daily can't say there's a lot of demand, and there's already this bad divergence, you know, building on one of the oscillators. Like the nice divergence is already, you know, playing out. So I'd be a bit cautious. That could happen. Or we come to the top of this box, we see more strength, more demand coming in, and then we come to the daily targets, okay, around these levels. That's pretty much it when it comes to, you already know about the support areas. Like if we close anywhere below, you know, 0.345-ish areas, not only on the 4 hourly, but even hourly, any hourly candle close, you know, below 0.345-ish levels would give you your first, you know, warning sign that we could go a bit lower to at least, you know, 0.338, 0.333 even. Just to keep that in mind. That's and that's the hourly levels that I was talking about. Okay, on the 4 hourly it's pretty much the same. If we lose 0.345 levels, like see eventually around 0.338 to 0.33, same thing I said, you know, like the hourly 0.333-ish levels. Okay, pretty much. So that's Ripple. So we can move on to the next one. Let me just mark this. Let's go. Let's go. Next. I think, we are gonna see 17,350 to 17, 500, $600. Like, question is, what is gonna happen when it comes to that resistance? That is the question. Not only for Bitcoin, when we come to resistance, when it comes to many of the altcoins right now, what is gonna happen? Are the bulls gonna keep on showing strength? Are we gonna see strength in PA, in the Western, in the Eastern indicators, or are we gonna start seeing warning signs? That is the real question, okay? Hold on, guys. I'm having a look at something. Um, Tina. Okay, cool. So, next. Solana. Did we break above that 14 dot? Whoa. I guess Solana is not that, like, I do not, like, don't ask me about the fundamentals, but chart-wise, those of you who were worried that we would never ever break out of, $15, like, I'm not gonna say it's completely, it's like 100%, but do you guys realize we broke out of, we didn't, look, there's the difference. We are above $15, but we did not close above $15. Okay, isn't it tricky, right? Tricky things, right? So if this weekly candle close can close above $15, it's something. It's something, okay? That would be nice, just nice. Let me have a look at the moving averages when it comes to the short term, because here there is not enough data for me to do much. So let's have a look at, well, I'll have a look at, hold on. Let me find Solana. Yeah, not enough data there either, but on the daily moving averages, okay, let me just, before I go into the daily and stuff, oscillators looking positive, RSI nothing special. Love this is like, looking at everything right now, it's good signs. Okay, so far it's good signs. I don't like, I have to say, I do not like the RSI that much, but it's a lagging indicator. As price develops, we might see that develop as well, but we'll see what happens. Volume kinda is like, playing peekaboo. It's kind of, back a little bit right now. Let's have a look at the daily though. Volume declining. Okay, all right. Old resistance kind of held as support. Well, not old resistance. Hold on. I mean, this should be blue, not red. There you go. So old support held like a king, not much to worry about. Cool. This is actually nice for Solana. This is nice. This is nice things for Solana, guys. I do not like the bad divergence I already see. Like, my eyes just, gets drawn to them immediately. So there is some, type of bad divergence, like right now, already building. Like it's only gonna be invalid if you see Solana above, 37-ish, 38-ish dollars, around these levels. We are like, we hit first resistance, like we are close to the second, daily resistance. Let me just, stretch this out. There you go. Like this is awesome. We broke out of the first, hourly resistance as well, 4 hourly, resistance as well. Oh, ouch. There is some type of like we need some more push. This island that we see, on the histogram gotta, get above, the prior one. So price action kind of matches up with the, the oscillators and so on. But nevertheless, this is the thing. Even if one of the oscillators, like we start, seeing that the bad divergence becomes invalid, that there is a second one, literally, and it's only going to be invalid if we can see a close above, 37 to $38. Like we're talking, way up there. Like we are far from it right now. So it has to go up like, let's see now. Let me take out the numbers for you. Let's talk numbers, right? From where we are right now, like literally where we are right now, it has to go up 130%. No joke. It has to do 130% to the upside for us to like be like, okay, cool, like Solana, like there's no more, bad divergence and so on and so forth, okay? Like we are at resistance for those, like not at, we already, kind of are above one of the resistance, but we are close to resistance. Like let's see, this like today and tomorrow is gonna be so important for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, and so many other altcoins. So eyes open. Who knows, I might have like a stream the whole day tomorrow, like because like I just like how things are looking like. Let's see how it's gonna advance together, because I'm probably gonna be glued to the charts, probably, most likely not glued, but I'm gonna have an eye on it, a closer eye, to see those warning signs if they're gonna play out or not, and so on and so forth. But the fact that we broke above $15, guys, it's a big deal. It's a big deal for Solana. It's a big deal, okay? You know how many times we got like rejected at these levels? Look at this. On the 14th, around the 14th-ish, around the 28th-ish, November that is, okay? Around 15th of December again. And then, your first warning sign that this was gonna be better. I told you guys last time, if we come close to $15 after we break $14, I said this, like I'm probably gonna show you a short clip next time, but after we break $14, like look at this, we held support. This is TA. We held support, like we never broke below this, the correction we're speaking about. We hit $14, right? Correction, we come down, we never, get below $12.6, really, like we kind of wick down and so on and so forth, but no close below, $12.6, okay? It held, and then major thing, we closed above $13.5. Like forget about that. On the daily, we closed above $14, even better. And I told you guys, if we reach these levels, and I do not see anything, warning us of anything. I wish I was live yesterday, but like I told you, I'm a bit under the weather, so I was feeling super tired and so on and so forth. So I don't want to come here and, talk when I'm tired and, do TA, because I'd still be able to do the TA, but it wouldn't be like maybe the best entertaining one. So today also I'm a bit, tired, still under the weather, throat is hurting and so on, but so much was going on, and the weekly candle closed, so I had to come here and just be with you guys and, let you know what's going on. But I did tell you, if we come to these levels and I do not see anything warning us that the bulls were losing steam completely, we're cool. Like, we are cool. We are not gonna be fighting with Solana, right? So daily, you know what's up? Our size in nice territories right now. Bad divergence already showing on the 4 hourly chart. Just, keep that in mind, guys. Like, first support is of course the 15 for $15 now. If you see any close below $15 on the 4 hourly, on the daily, things are about to go, left again. Okay, like, we don't have any other, support until 14.5 ish to 14.2-ish levels. Okay, there is really not much support. If we lose that 14.2-ish areas, guys, see eventually around 13.5 to, it's deep, 13.5 to 12.7-ish dollars. Okay, very possible. That is if we lose that this area right here. Okay, around 14.2-ish dollars. Fine. So that's Solana pretty much. And if we lose that one, I don't know if I should bring it out now, but if we lose that one, see eventually, around that $12 to $11.7. Okay, so this is Solana. Looking at the hourly, oh, in 5 minutes, this candle is about to close in 5 minutes, guys. And we have, oh, our site is like in overboughtish territories. Yeah, positive momentum, volume coming in, and so on and so forth. But 5 minutes and this hourly candle will be closed, so we will see what happens. Yes, 5 minutes, and the RSI not giving me good vibes right now. Like, volume is fine, but you gotta put everything into consideration. We'll see how this line ends up closing as well. Okay, okay, get back in 5 minutes to see what's going on. Let's have a look at what Bitcoin is doing. But that was Solana, by the way. That was Solana, all in general. About the support levels. About the resistance areas. Like, we can come all the way to $17, $18. Still, that would be the second resistance. On the daily. Okay. If you see any close above that one, there is not much holding us until $21. Next, if we see any close above that one, like the $21 area, I mean, we really have no resistance until next would be on the daily. Next would be around 24-ish to 25, 26-ish levels. I think it's something like, yeah, 24.5 to $26. Okay, somewhere around these levels would be the next area. That is, if you can see a close above $21 at least. Okay, on a 4 hourly works. Then next daily, see around these levels. Okay, at least, because if things work out fine, if they like, do you understand what's gonna happen if we actually see a break above this level? There is not much that's gonna hold us until 33 to $37, literally. Like, that is if resistance gets disrespected and we break out of that, demand comes in, the buyers come in strong, and so on and so forth. Okay, this was nice action. Today was some nice action. Well, not today, it's been weak. The whole weekend, it's just been weak, pretty much weak. It's not been looking the best, but now that we've broken out of certain levels, it's just nice. And if the market is moving up, something you guys gotta know, if the market is moving up, a lot of people, this is what a lot of people think. Okay, if the market is moving up, then there are more buyers than sellers, but this is not the case. Okay, this is not the case. For every buyer, guys, for every buyer, there is a seller. If the market is moving up, it means that the buyers are more aggressive than the sellers. So there is a difference, okay? It doesn't mean there are more buyers. It's just that because for every buyer there is a seller. Keep that in mind. For every buyer there is a seller. But it's telling us that the buyers are more aggressive right now. And that is true. Like looking at the charts, we cannot say that the buyers are not more aggressive, okay? On the 4 hourly, do not forget that we have this fat divergence on Solana by B-Way. Don't forget that. So, you know, today, like the next daily candle close and within 24 hours is gonna be super duper important. Like it's gonna be interesting to see. Actually, 24 to 48 hours doesn't matter. It's still gonna be important to see. Okay, shall we move on, friends? So we're done with Solana as well. So far we've had a look at the king and the queen, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay, we've also had a look at Ripple. We've also had a look at Quant, Zen, BNB, Cardano, Solana, Litecoin. Not bad. I've been live for 2 hours now. I'm wondering if I should go on a bit more. Okay, Cardano, guys. Like, you know what? I'm just gonna change the I want to call it a pump stream, but then again, I have to be careful with my words. Like, it's really not a pump stream because we are at resistance now, so we gotta be a bit cautious, you know. But Cardano is at resistance, ladies and gents. Cardano is at resistance. And by the way, guys, if you want to join Discord, there's a link in the description box, so you guys, you know, can just, you know, join. Let me see. I think I have to update the invite link because I'm trying, you know, to keep it like I don't want, you know, people to just, you know, come in because I'm trying, you know, to keep it, you know, like clean and so on and so forth. So I'm trying to, like, every week it kind of expires because I want to keep it organized, okay? But you guys are welcome to come in. Like, I'm just gonna update it right now. Hold on. Invite people, copy link. There you go. So you can just, you know, click on the link, and you guys will, you know, find our channel there. Okay, now Cardano also at resistance. Like, this is interesting times. Me personally, I'd start being cautious because I think a correction is upon us right now, especially looking at the lower time frames when it comes to many altcoins. It's so very much time, you know, to be cautious right now. But I know, you know, looking at this, not the first thing you think about, but it should be something you think about, okay? And remember, if we close below this level, bad divergence confirmed, okay? It's already confirmed on one of the oscillators, but I'm talking, you know, about this. It's gonna be confirmed then. Oh, look at this. This is at resistance, guys. Like, don't let the green candles fool you. I keep on saying because it's dangerous, you know, looking at the chart psychologically. If especially for beginners. I can understand it's a bit more, strong, like it's a bit more harder for them to pull out, or not pull out. Okay, that came out in the wrong way, but I mean, to pull back, like, and hold themselves and control themselves, because everything, is green, everything is nice, and you get so tempted to hold on. It's very tempting, like, even if you're not a beginner, like, sometimes it could also, like, try to catch me, psychologically, but then I remind myself, well, I should not, care about my own, like, thoughts or feelings. Like, I should just go with the TA, stick to the TA, and simple. Like, most of the time, I do not regret it when I stick to the TA instead of, sticking to my feelings or what I want to happen, Add resistance Cardano. Let's see. Let's see Bitcoin. We came all the way to 17,252. Like, you can't see anything on the daily, you can't see much about it, but on this lower time frame, I see some, things telling us to be careful already, be cautious. Like, okay, like, things can start, favoring the bulls, so be a bit cautious. Let's have a look at quant at resistance, fight going on. Like, look, guys, atom, same, okay. Like, looking at this, it wouldn't even, cross your mind that we could see, some sort of a correction looking at this, but look a bit deeper. If we get rejected here a few more times, like, what's upon us, like, what could come next. What Solana was awesome. Like, Solana was one of these one of the awesome moves that I've seen, because it's nice to see that it actually broke out of resistance. Like, it's been acting so weak, but 30th of December. Yep, we're not gonna forget that date. Like, we already saw that things were, like, about to turn and favor the bulls. We've seen, weakness for a while. Doesn't matter, even Bitcoin. Like, I'm not saying this is gonna be a very strong rally. I'm still sticking to, like, for now, good times. We'll see corrections here and there. It's been weak. Like, it's been weak. When I say it's been weak, like, how long we've been stuck at these levels? Fine correction, support levels held, but we've been stuck a while. Support levels held here, support levels held here. There was really not much, to worry about. I just said it's weak, like, it's weak, like, it's not much going on, But then the moment we broke above, 16,956 to 17,056, was good times. Good times came. I tweeted out about mana, I think before yesterday or something. I think we were somewhere around these levels. On the 7th, yeah, before yesterday now, because it's the 9th now. And I did say that we could, see these levels, daily resistance. Like, it was looking nice, because we broke out of this resistance, and I was like, okay, so we broke out of 0.35 on a daily. Now we needed to break above 0.36, okay? It's one thing that we broke above 0.35, nice, but we needed to break above 0.36 as well to see a continuation to the upside, which we got, now. But it was not looking bad. It was not looking bad. Now there is no resistance when it comes, to mana. I think, until these levels, Like we could see between 0.4 to 0.45 is my resistance box or profit taking level. But if I see any weakness, you know, like the bulls are starting to get weak around 0.42, really, I'd say thank you very much and then move on to the next one. As simple as that. RSI is in overboughtish territories, guys. Like first support, like it's difficult to pinpoint, you know, on the daily, but first support on the 4 hourly would be around these levels right here, 0.36 to 0.34, really, okay, 0.36 to 0.34 areas. We break anywhere below, you know, 0.34, eventually around, not much holding us until, let's see now, 0.323-ish, you know, let's just say 0.33, 0.33 to all the way to 0.31-ish levels. And I'm talking on the lower time frames now, okay, not on the daily and so on, just on the lower time frames. Like all the way to 0.29 actually wouldn't be a shock if you wanna be flexible. Nice volume that came in. Nice volume that came in. Weekly really didn't close above 0.39 levels, so tricky, right? But daily, we are close to resistance. Like we already touched the bottom of the resistance box or profit taking level box, you know. I wouldn't be shocked if we see it, you know, rise a little bit more to 0.42. Let's have a look at the piece, see if that could be possible. There is possibility still, like there is possibility still. But we have this bad divergence already, you know, starting to build. Keep that in mind, okay, on the hourly. But for now, if we can get above 0.42 really on mana, actually the top of this box would be even better. If you see any 4 hourly candle close above 0.452-ish levels, okay, 0.45 levels, there is really not much holding us. Like on the 4 hourly, like next resistance would be around 0.478-ish levels, okay. And if you see any 4 hourly candle close above 0.478-ish, okay, these levels right here, where is it? Around these levels, somewhere around these levels. If you see any 4 hourly candle close above this level right here, 0.478-ish levels, not much holding us until, let me just draw it for you, hold on. Let me draw it for you so you can see it visually. And we're talking 4 hourly right now. Where is it? I drew it on another chart, hold on. That was my mistake. Not mistake, accidental. See now, no. Let me just mark it as well. So you see any close above this level, okay? Let me just do this. Any 4-hourly candle close above this level, it's gonna be your first warning sign that we could see levels of, like, you can meet some resistance here. By the way, before I keep on talking, let me just do this. This is daily, very daily. Show it for you guys. You see any 4-hourly candle close above, let's say 0.517 to 0.54-ish levels. See eventually around this daily resistance next. Let me just remove this. Let price labels get to it. Hold on. There you go. So I'll mark this. This would be the third resistance on the daily. That is, if we can see a 4-hourly candle close above 0.54, just rounding it off. See eventually around 0.57 to 0.6 dollars. And if that happens, you see a daily candle close above 0.6 and some type of follow through, bulls not losing steam on us and so on. See eventually around 0.7 dollars. Really not much holding us until these levels. Okay, let me just mark this. Cool, that is mana. Cool. Oh, by the way, guys, you do realize we've been forming. I tweeted this out, but since the 21st of November ish, around these days, okay, we've we've been forming lower highs, I mean higher lows, sorry. We've been forming higher lows. Look at this one, look at this one, look at this one. We'll see where this one finds support, because if we get below this level, we know it's done, it's over with. But since then, we've been forming higher lows. Okay, and on top of that, you remember this bearish channel that we broke below on Bitcoin. If this acts as resistance, if this level right here acts as resistance around 17,300, you are not gonna like it. You are not gonna like what's gonna happen. If it's confirmed as resistance and we can't get back within the channel, like, it's not gonna be a good time for Bitcoin. And it's very possible, since I'm saying we are at around resistance areas. We'll see what happens. So it's very possible that that could happen. Okay, it's not 50-50 right now. It's like 60-40 that could happen, if, like, in my own opinion, but Daily is looking okay-ish for hourly, okay-ish. Hourly, I can't say the same. Hourly, like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like we've had a look at, damn, we've had a look at Mana. That's Decentraland, Litecoin, Solana, Cardano, Cosmos, BNB, Zen, Want, Ripple, like, and I still want to keep on going because there's a lot to talk about, a lot to talk about. But I've been live for 2.5 hours. Yep, it's one of those days where you just gotta keep on going, a lot going on. Let's see now. Hex, right? Hex. Guys, all cool. We're still holding, like, Hex is still holding support, just so you know, okay? And we kind of hit, that resistance. I spoke about this before all this happened. We hit resistance, some type of a pullback going on. Oscillators are okay, and so on and so forth. RSI is fine. Um, we got some nice divergence, building, at support levels. Like, keep that in mind. Like, it's not completely, done yet. Like, it is gonna be done if we get below the levels of, let's see now, 0.02164. Edwin, welcome back. Or I think you've been here, so I'm glad you're engaging, so I know you're here too. So far 0. Unless we break that level of around 0.02159 to 0.02 ish levels, really, like, not much to be that worried about. I do not like this action though. Like, looking at the daily, this right here, the bad divergence that we see on both oscillators, more likely that we pull, back down, a bit more, but we'll see what happens. Let me have a look at the 4-hourly and so on. Hold on. Nice divergence. Not much on the oscillators, but otherwise nice divergence going on there. Let's see now. Yeah, I wouldn't worry. I mean, worry that very much when it comes to the 4-hourly, time frame. I'm not talking about the daily now. Unless we break below 0.022 to 0.0219-ish levels, like it's somewhere around these areas, okay? We see any close below this level, then be a bit more cautious, okay? Actually, all the way to 0.02 is actually fine. Like, I wouldn't be that much worried. But you see any close below 0.02-ish levels, guys, like, we could go lower. We could go all the way, back to these areas. Let me just, mark it out for you. Hold on. Somewhere around these levels, okay? For Hex. That's Hex pretty much. You know what's gonna happen if we break above this level right here? This one, this box right here, the second daily target. Not much holding us until, but I already spoke about this. $0.03. So that's next, like, most likely. But we'll give it time. We'll see what happens. Now let's go ahead and look at how all this is playing out, which is not looking the best right now for many alts that are close to resistance area, some at resistance already, and some getting close to that resistance level. So we gotta be a bit cautious. And this girl needs to hydrate again, guys. So just give me 2 minutes. Like I keep on drinking water left and right. So just give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. Enjoy the tunes. I'll keep on the 10-minute chart for you guys. For those of you who missed, like the beginning of the show or the middle of the show or so on and so forth, just go ahead and have a look at the other altcoins until I'm back, I guess, just 2-3 minutes. Like I told you, we've had a look at a lot of altcoins, and I might be here for a bit more, so we'll see what happens. But so far, pullback is playing out as we spoke about it, before it started happening as well. Let me have a look at Zen, since I know a lot of people are interested in Zen a lot. Let's just have a fast glance. Guys, look, we need that close above this level. We need it, okay? This is not even a joke. We need it. Thank you, Edwin, for that water. Like, I wish I could just, take it off the screen and drink it from here, but I gotta go grab some water. Don't forget to hydrate, guys. Like, I don't know what your, drinks are, what you like to drink, but grab whatever you like and have a sip or a drink. Yeah, this is for the Zen fam. So we need to break above this level, guys. I can't even highlight it enough. Like, we need a close above this level if you want to see this continue. Sure, we saw that the bears are kind of losing steam. They actually lost steam, not only kind of losing steam on the 4-hourly. Daily, kind of lost steam. They kind of lost steam, okay? But on the 4-hourly, they actually lost steam, okay? Fine, that's good. But we need that close above this area, okay? Let me round it off. 2,000. 2,000. We need that close above 2,000 if you want to see this little, maybe just, go a bit more higher, okay? Okay, gonna go back to that Bitcoin chart, 10-minute chart for those, of you who love it on the lower time frames. And we have this nice divergence, by the way, but this is just the 10-minute chart, okay? And I'll be back and we'll continue with some more. And I'm back, friends. So now and then, I do, give you free hands to those of you watching or to those of you who are replaying this, stream and watching it after it's over. And this is one of those now and then moments. If there is any altcoin you'd like me to have a look at, go ahead, write it in the comment section. The one that's most popular, I'm gonna make a video about it. That is if nobody comes up with a request right now, just one, okay? Um, if you guys come up with one after the stream is over, then I'll pick the one that's mostly requested. Otherwise, if somebody picks one right now while the live is on right now, then I'm sorry, guys. The ones who are watching live kind of beat you to it, so can't do much then. So go ahead, I'm gonna give you a minute if there's anything in your mind that you would like me to have a look at. So this is your chance. Go ahead. We've been going straight for almost 3 hours. If you love this content, if you like the content that I bring, guys, smash that like, hit that subscribe, share with the people you love, and so on and so forth. It's about giving and receiving, and so on and so forth. Let's see now, next. I think I'm gonna make a video. I've done this once before. I might make it if it's like relevant soon too. Just a video for the top 20, nothing else, okay? The top 20 coins on, let's say, CoinMarketCap, and go through each and one of them, of course, except for the stable coins, okay? And go through each and one of them and see what's going on, what we can expect, what is more likely to happen, and so on and so forth. And also about support and resistance levels. I've done that once before. A lot of people loved it, so you might do something like that again. Depends on if it's relevant, like if I see some action, volatility, and so on and so forth coming in. Otherwise, not much to do. From next week onwards, we're gonna be going across the market, and when I say across the market, literally, we're gonna be talking about stocks, we're gonna be talking about crypto, and so on. It's gonna be a real mix-up. Like, mostly I wanted the stream to be crypto TA mostly, but I have a lot of people also asking me if I can do stocks. So stocks is on the table now. Like, I usually do that for myself privately, but we'll do it on the stream as well. Actually, talking about that, let me go to my other list. Market is closed right now, can't do much. But looking at McDonald's, for example, not looking bad. Like, I like this action that we're seeing. Like, we'll see what happens tomorrow, but we are close to resistance levels. Okay, around 271 would be resist. If we break that one, though, if we break that one, if we can close anywhere between, 271, like if we can close $271, see eventually around next resistance, which is around, 274, to $275. But if that breaks, like, you have to understand, it means we would be getting out of this channel, and this is a kind of bullish channel. Okay, it favors the bulls most of the times, but it doesn't mean it gets, respected 100% all the time, but it favors the bulls most of the time. So we'll see what happens. We got this, we're seeing, some weakness in the histogram, and MACD trying to go bullish as well, so keep that in mind. A nice lift off at support areas. I like that. Like, there are so many altcoins we're gonna be going through, so I just brought my list up to this well, to the stream as well, but because I have another list where it's private for me. But now I've brought all the things that I usually have a look at, and we'll be having a look at everything from Caterpillar to Uber and Disney, Apple, McDonald's, all that, the good stuff, Nvidia. Let's go back to Bitcoin. Like, I don't like how the hourly is shaping right now. There is no, bearish divergence on the hourly. It's nothing like that. It's just like I do not like what the PA is doing right now, okay? We got 16 minutes left till the 4 hourly candles close. It would be a pity if I just, end the stream right now. So I'm gonna keep on going. It's just 15 minutes left. Let's have a look at Aptos. So how did the weekly close on this one? Oh, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful, guys. Weekly is weekly closed with a nice, pattern. I mean, the morning stars are nice. Same thing on the daily, like it's looking awesome, okay? Also on the daily, looking nice. Well, we are at resistance, of course. We are at resistance, like everything else. We are around resistance levels right now, so we gotta be a bit cautious. But let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. Like that video with that guy who's about to do some type of bungee jumping or something, like something similar. Let me tell you something. Okay? If we can close above $4.2 on the daily, see eventually around 4.6 to 4.7 areas, okay? Actually 4.6 to, let me round it off, 4.7 to 4.8-ish areas, okay? Let me just draw it for you, hold on. I'm around these levels, right? Let's mark it. This is daily, second resistance on the daily, okay? This being the first. Cool. Now, if we lose the support around, let's say, let's see now, just to be a bit more sure, If we lose support around, 3.9-ish dollars on a 4 hourly time frame, okay? Not much holding us really until 3.7-ish dollars, okay, around $3.7. That is if it closes below 3.9, okay? You see any close below, if you want to be a bit more precise, like 3.94-ish dollars, like somewhere around these levels right here. Then see eventually at the first support I'll be looking at. Actually, let's have a look at the hourly, just to be a bit more precise, right? Hmm. On the hourly, we have some support also around 3.9-ish, like it's very close. I'm just letting you know so you're aware, okay? Yeah, we closed below $3.94, like see eventually around 3. First, around 3.7-ish, okay, 3.75-ish dollars. If we lose that one though, back to that 3.6 to $3.5, okay. So that's Atos pretty much. If we lose this one, somewhere around these levels. And this is on the 4 hourly I'm talking about. Like I can't say, Bitcoin is looking as strong as some of the altcoins out here. I can't. There you go. We lose that one, see eventually around 3.6-ish to let's see now, 3.6. Let me double check on the hourly. Yeah, 3.6 to almost 3.43, okay? So somewhere around these levels, 3.6, say here. Somewhere here would be the second one I'll be keeping an eye on. Oh, cool. Awesome. Okay, we've had a look at we've had a look at many today. We got Aptos, Hex, Mana, Litecoin, Solana, Cardano, Atom, BNB, Zen, Quant, XRP, and the king and the queen, Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. Like people are about to get side blinded. If this pullback happens, like because I'm seeing warning signs, people are about to get side blinded. I've heard so much about this bonk right here. Okay, I don't know what it is. I don't think a lot of, analysts would like to analyze this one, but here I am, as usual, challenging myself as well. We got this, what, double bottom formation? Is it so? Yep, kinda is. We have this nice divergence going on as well on the hourly. That is on the hourly. Do not confuse it with something else, okay? Daily, not looking that nice. For hourly, not looking that nice either. But on the hourly, we got some nice divergence going on. I mean, even if it goes a bit lower, the way it's looking, we could, have this nice divergence still on one of the oscillators, not both, one of the oscillators. But then we have this resistance, like it's easy to see. We got resistance around these levels, okay? 18203. If we break out of that level, we could go a bit higher, maybe retest, these levels, 21694. For a start, you see any break above that one on an hourly, it's the first warning sign that we could go a bit higher, but it's bonk. It might bonk on you, so I don't know. Like the names sometimes are crazy. But anyways, if we can get above, 21, let's see now, 21, if you want to be a bit more conservative, okay? 21737, not much holding you, until, 24590 to 26, 361, around these levels. Just letting you know on the hourly. We're talking hourly, okay? Hourly time frame. So you guys, do not confuse it with something else, okay? Like this is the first time I'm looking at it on the stream, but I've had a look at this one like on my own, like once or twice, just because I saw a lot of hype around it and I was like, what is this? What's going on? But then I realized it's pretty new and so on and so forth. So also bonk. Now we've also had a look at bonk, okay? It wasn't in my, like, it wasn't planned, but we've had a look at it. Remember I was talking about, cake the other day? Like, I don't remember in which stream, but in one of the streams, I remember I was talking about cake. And we spoke about, if this, support holds and so on and so forth, we break out of this, daily resistance, so on and so forth, see eventually around second resistance. Guess what's going on right now? Because I did tell you guys, like, looked like the, bears were losing steam, but there was no volume. There is still, I can't say there's a lot of volume looking at the daily. For hourly, yes. Weekly, it's barely there, barely there. I don't know where the volume was, but I did tell you guys, like, we spoke about this. We spoke about this when we were around these levels. I'm gonna bring out that clip, some other day, but we spoke about this before the move happened. I did tell you guys, like, we could come back down to these levels. Look, support was around 3.224. We came as low as 3.234. That's TA, you see, like we were seeing, some strength, but volume wise, it was like looking bad. And sometimes it doesn't matter if there's volume or not. Like if you see, Bitcoin doing things, it's probably gonna, drag the altcoins with it as well, just like it drags the altcoin with, altcoins with it when it's doing, the opposite, the complete vice versa. So that's cake. Like I can't say much except if we come to these levels, if we break the top of this level, it's gonna be some, a good time for cake. But if we come up here and then we start, going down again, support would be around these levels, around 3.48-ish dollars. Okay, first support on the daily, that is, and then we'll see from there. We'll take it when, the time comes. So that was cake. Like I feel like, okay, I've been going live for 3 hours now straight. Like, okay, we gotta cut it. We gotta cut it. Like if things happen tomorrow, it doesn't matter if it's correction or correction that turns into dump. or resistance breaks out, and I'm talking about Bitcoin now, resistance breaks and we see some more action and so on and so forth, we could have a marathon stream, very possible. So we'll see what happens. But until then, my friends and beautiful people, if you loved the stream today, do not forget to subscribe, like, and hit that bell, okay? And I'll see you on the next one. Like, much love to all of you. I appreciate you all. Thank you for all the support, views, likes, and so on and so forth. I appreciate it a lot. And take care until tomorrow. Do not be side blinded, okay? Take care, and I'll see you on the next one.